The train rattled along the tracks. Maya sighed, exhausted. Another day, another commute. The carriage was nearly empty, shadows stretched, distorted by the setting sun. She closed her eyes, willing the day away. Work had been draining. Her boss, a tyrant. Her colleagues, indifferent. A sudden jolt. Maya opened her eyes. The train screeched, brakes grinding. Across from her, a man in a hat stood abruptly, his face obscured. He clutched a briefcase, eyes darting nervously. Before Maya could react, he was gone, vanished into the space between carriages. The briefcase remained, resting on the seat. The train lurched back into motion. Unease prickled at Maya's skin. The man's hasty exit, the abandoned briefcase. Something felt wrong. Curiosity warred with caution. She glanced around. The carriage remained empty, the only sound the rhythmic clatter of the train. Slowly, hesitantly, Maya rose from her seat. She approached the briefcase, each step echoing in the silence. It was old, leather-worn, smooth with time. No name, no markings. She hesitated. What if the man returned? What if it was dangerous? But a strange compulsion drew her closer. She had to know what it contained. The clasp clicked open easily. Inside, nestled in faded velvet, lay a collection of peculiar objects. A tarnished silver pocket watch, its hands frozen. A worn leather-bound journal, its pages filled with cryptic symbols. And a mirror, small and oval-shaped, its surface reflecting not Maya's image, but a swirling vortex of colors. She touched the mirror, a jolt running up her arm. The train lights flickered, plunging the carriage into darkness. A voice, cold and ethereal, whispered in her ear, "Beware the reflection, for it holds the key." The lights flickered back on. Maya gasped, dropping the mirror back into the briefcase. She slammed it shut, heart pounding. The train screeched to a halt. She glanced out the window. The platform was unfamiliar, shrouded in an unnatural fog. Fear clawed at Maya's throat. This wasn't her stop. This wasn't even her line. The platform was deserted, illuminated by a single flickering lamp. She tried the door. Locked. She hammered on the glass, but it was no use. The train sat silent, lifeless, as if waiting for something. Then, she saw her. A figure standing on the platform, shrouded in the fog. A woman, her back turned, identical to Maya in every way. The figure turned, her face obscured by the shadows. But Maya could feel her gaze, cold and calculating, burning into her. The train lurched forward, pulling away from the platform. Maya watched as her doppelganger faded into the fog, a sense of dread settling over her. She returned to her seat, clutching the briefcase. The objects inside seemed to pulse with an eerie energy. The voice echoed in her mind, "Beware the reflection." She couldn't ignore it any longer. She had to understand. Hesitantly, she retrieved the mirror. This time, her own reflection stared back, her face pale and drawn. But something was different. Behind her, the reflection of the train carriage seemed to warp and distort, as if she were looking through a broken lens. She looked closer, her breath catching in her throat. In the reflection, the train was not moving. It stood still on the tracks, the same deserted platform visible through the window. And in the reflection, sitting opposite her, was the man in the hat, his face still hidden from view. He looked up, his eyes meeting hers in the reflection, a knowing smirk playing on his lips. Suddenly, the train jolted violently. Maya cried out, dropping the mirror. It clattered to the floor, the glass cracking. When she looked up, the reflection was gone, replaced by her own terrified face. The train screeched to a halt. The same announcement, the same unfamiliar voice. Next stop, Oakhaven. The same platform, shrouded in fog. The cycle was starting again.